everybody, I'm Jeff Cohen, owner of One Stop Painting, and I will be your host for the evening. Thanks to Ken and Karen, they've let me take their show tonight. And we're going to give a big shout out to our sponsors. We have Cape Auto and Cape Service. Dave Gallerani and Kevin do a great job down there. We have Triffletti and Costa. Steve and Alan are incredibly good lawyers. We have, who else do we have? One Stop, Triff, Cape Auto, Cape Service. I think that's our sponsors for the evening.
And you.
And me. One Stop Painting, we already covered that. So, welcome to the show tonight. I have some friends on with me. And Wrestling Brewster from PC Solutions. Wrestling, I hope you're out there watching. Hey Noah, hey Belinda, what's going on? Wrestling's a great guy. So, tonight we have, next to me, we have Tia Mazzoni, who has a line of homemade bracelets called Anchor Me Bracelets. We have Renee Nardo, local Plymouth Popcorn is her business. Tonight we're focusing on local things that are going on around the area you might not know about, kind of a little twist, just local businesses, local products more so. We have Brian Ruska of Ruska Pickles of beautiful Plymouth, Mass. And next to him we have Tony Muscolino of Bella's Pizza in Halifax. And Tony has a line of pizzas coming out. So tonight we're going to get to know a little bit about everybody here and their products and what they do and how we all interact with our community. So we'll start off with Tia. Tia has a line of bracelets, which you can see are displayed right in front of her. And they're not just bracelets. There's a very unique story to these bracelets. Anchor Me Bracelets. Tell everybody what they actually mean.
Well, thanks, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem.
So Anchor Me Bracelet is a company that I run with my boyfriend. We started about 9 months ago. And it started really easily. I made a bracelet for myself, wanted an anchor bracelet, something nautical. Couldn't find anything that I liked in the store, so I went on a website and found some anchors and made a bracelet and had a couple extra and gave them to my friends, and it kind of just snowballed from there. People were Facebooking me, can I have one? What can I give you to have one? So at a Memorial Day party, I had some women bidding on one up to $30, and Tim said, we really should try to sell these. Don't give away any more bracelets. Wow. So we were driving home, and he secured anchormebracelet.com, and we've just really have been working hard ever since then. It's a blessing. It's one of the best things that's happened for sure.
Yeah. And I found out about it on Facebook. So if you buy an Anchor Me bracelet, and they're available in Plymouth, as a matter of fact, there are several stores she's got them in. In Plymouth, you have Eco Chic.
Eco Chic is our only Plymouth location right now.
And there's, what other stores carry them right now?
So we have 105 stores total. We were just picked up by the Paper Store. So
Wow.
The Paper Store is trying them out in 20 of their locations across Massachusetts. And then we're in other stores in Massachusetts, New England, and then reaching as far as Alaska and Canada. And we just got some emails from people in Australia asking us to ship them some bracelets. So.
Wow. Actually, when I go on vacation in a couple of weeks, I'll take a couple with me, and I'll see if I can get you some customers out where I go. So if you look at the back of the bracelets, there's a little story on these. She's telling you about the bracelet, but she's not telling you the meaning to them. Anchor Me bracelets help express to your most precious loved ones how much they mean to you. They're for those who pick you up when things fall apart. You can celebrate triumphs and love in life, keep you grounded, and they become your anchor in life. So I actually just grabbed a couple off her for my daughter and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend just left to go to the Air Force. And they're a phenomenal couple. I love him. And, it's young love. They're very young. But it's the cutest thing to see them together, and they really support each other so well. This was a perfect gift for them, because without one another, they're really not grounded as well as they are together. So that's the thing. If somebody's going through a tough time in life, or you just want to let them know, hey, you know what? I'm here for you. I'm your anchor. And that's the term anchor. Who's your anchor?
And I had given them to my two best girlfriends, the people who are there for me and ground me, and it's amazing. I got a phone call last Saturday from someone in, I think it was Indiana, and she just found my phone number and called and said, I just wanted to let you know that there's a group of us women who've been friends since childhood, and one of them is really sick, and I just bought these and I'm giving them to all my friends when I see them next week. And it's those things. The phone rings, I get emails, and it's these stories that I can't believe that something that I made, something I produced, is not just jewelry. It's helping people, it's connecting people. So it's amazing. It's something that I never imagined would happen, but that's the best part of this whole thing.
It's like the ultimate high, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a total mental high. I mean, when you're in business for yourself, it's a rush anyways when you're in business for yourself and everything's going good, and it's such a rush of adrenaline. I couldn't even imagine the phone calls coming in, the feeling you must have when people are telling you how much the bracelets mean to them, and just knowing that you're helping people.
Well, thank you.
Through a bracelet. I mean, it's such an incredibly simple thing. It's a great idea. And it's you know, you go to a friend's house, you bring them a bottle of wine. This is a whole new spin. I mean, the bottle of wine's gone. You might save the bottle, but you give them the bracelet. You know, hey, you know, I just want to let you know how much you mean to me. I mean, it's priceless. You can't put a price tag on that.
Thank you.
You know, I think that's such a great idea.
Thank you so much.
No, so we'll come back to that.
Okay, great.
And actually, yeah, we'll come back because there's a whole bunch of stuff we're going to talk about. Okay. Next to her, we have Renee. Now, I've known Renee for a while. Renee actually owns the kitchen design company, so the popcorn isn't her primary business. She actually has a kitchen company in Plymouth called Designs Unique, her and her husband. And the popcorn's more of a passion, right?
Yes, it was something that I started just kind of as a lark. I had a strange dream one night, and I woke up and I said, I want to be the Ben & Jerry's of flavored popcorn. Why? I don't know. But anyways, so what I did is I love to cook, so I started working on developing flavors. You know, I wanted something that was used organic ingredients, used all natural ingredients, had no high fructose corn syrup, something that was as pure as possible. And then I said, I want to do funky flavors. I want them to have mix-ins. I really want something really interesting. I'm not just looking for the Cracker Jack stuff that everyone's got. I don't add, you know, artificial colors. Everything is real in the product.
And my favorite one I see is poking up on the top over there.
This was named for Jeff, called Wasabi Dude. And what this is a savory flavored popcorn, and it's a soy glazed popcorn, and it's got spicy wasabi peas, sesame seeds, and chow mein noodles.
And they're phenomenal.
And yeah, they're very, very good. If you like savory, then that's a great one. It's actually great with beer. Just a fun flavor.
And the mint one's good for Christmas. Which one's the mint one?
The Malamint. You know what? I didn't bring that in. I had that in the other room. I was sampling it. The Malamint I only do at Christmas time. And what that is that's a marshmallow cream glazed popcorn with a little bit of mint flavor, but then it's got crushed candy canes in it and white chocolate.
Yeah, that's a great little present too. Great stocking. Just personal, very personal.
Very delicious.
So, and this is all around us. I mean, it's just amazing the things that go on in our town that we don't even know about. So next to Renee, we have Brian Ruska. Brian is...
I'm the pickle guy.
Brian is the pickle guy. We'll let Brian tell a story. All right, let me give you. This is a good story your mother told me. And first off, tell everybody out there how wonderful your mother is.
Karen Ruska, best woman around.
Yeah. Okay, so we got that one cleared. Karen. Yep. Just want to make sure. So, well, when you graduated high school, how many people were in the class?
About 300.
300?
A little bit under.
Where did you fall on the depth chart?
Yeah, not so good.
No.
School was not my thing. And then I went to college for a semester too. Wasn't my thing. One semester, kind of screwed up at that.
Yeah.
But
well, you
didn't apply to me.
You were overly smart. It wasn't challenging you, and here you go. I mean, this is a local product, totally homemade. You were making them in quintals for a while. Dickie let you borrow his shop. How did you get going on the pickles? Let's go there first.
Well, how it started was, like I said, I didn't do so hot in school. So what I did was, my mom was making them in mason jars, and she had given them to a few people at her work. And she had really great reviews with them. So I figured, why not? Why not just make some pickles, you know? So I kind of just came up with a few batches. My friends were very honest with me at the time. They said, oh, these taste like crap. Initially, hey, gotta go
Took
somewhere.
A few batches.
You gotta start somewhere, right?
Yep.
And yeah, so then I used the Cornerstone Cafe. I used the woman who owns it now is Darlene downtown in Court Street, Main Street. And I used that for about a half a year before I needed a bigger establishment where I met Dickie Quintal. And he had the access to a huge fridge in the kitchen, and I used that for about a year or so. And then I partnered up with a different company, and they've been taking it all over the place. They've been taking it as far as California, Texas, Florida, and most of New England.
It's an amazing story. Brian started out doing the farmers market in downtown Plymouth, and now he's entering national chain stores. So you're going to see these all over the country very soon, and that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. You know, absolutely amazing.
And that's the one I originally started with was the dill pickle here.
Yeah, nope, you are the pickle man now.
I'm Mr. Pickle.
Forever known as Mr. Pickle. And it's amazing when you drop the term Ruska pickles, everybody's eyes light up and they go, oh my God, and they just rave about them. You know, they rave about them. Next we have Towne. Towne owns a restaurant in Halifax called Bella's, and Towne in addition to having great food, he's got a healthy pizza and a gluten-free pizza, and we've got a couple of samples right in front of him over there. And Tony's going to tell us about how they're so healthy they're getting into the school departments now. Why don't you tell us about how you started them and where they're going?
Well, the recipe that I have, it started with my mom years and years and years ago, and over the years we've perfected it to a point where we could sell it in the store. This product here, we feel is a very healthy product for both yourself and your children, and I have children of my own. I have 2 small ones at home, and I always like to promote healthy eating for my kids. Ironically, my story is the same as Brian. I didn't do so great in school. I tried college for a semester, it didn't work out for me, so I figured that entering in the business world was the best thing for me to do. So we started Bella's in Halifax about 7 years ago, and we've introduced the North End style pizza to Halifax, and the product's been doing very well in the town, and we have a lot of customers that have asked us to open up locations in Plymouth and, and Bridgewater. So what we decided to do instead is we came out with a frozen line in our product. And you can purchase this now currently in Trucci's Market. You can purchase it in Foodie's Market. And we're hopefully going to be national like Brian here within the next year or so.
And more importantly, that's a whole wheat pizza? Is that a whole wheat right there?
This particular pizza right here is not a whole wheat pizza, but the pizza that we do carry in the into the Trucci's Market will be, as of 45 days from now, will be a unbleached flour pizza, which is even healthier for you. And the cheese is 100% real. The sauce, everything we put on the product is the best products and ingredients that money can buy. The school system, we have a whole wheat pizza, okay, with a part skim mozzarella cheese on it, which is extremely healthy for kids, and we're starting to promote our pizza more and more into the public school systems. We're hoping to be in quite a few schools by next year.
Now, the school pizza, will you also be able to buy that in the supermarket? So if you do want your kids to eat healthy when they come home as well?
Yes, we're going to introduce not only the unbleached flour pizza, but we will eventually be carrying a whole wheat pizza into the grocery stores also.
Yeah.
The product has to start somewhere because grocery stores will give you so many SKUs, to get in, and they try you out, and then once they try you out and they see your product does well, then you can introduce more products down the road.
Interesting.
So this is what we've started with a cheese pizza, and it's doing very well, and we're hoping to get into the stores with a pepperoni coming very soon.
Super.
Super.
So let's come back around. Let's go back to the bracelets again with Tia. So you have male bracelets and female bracelets, correct?
We do. They're all unisex, really.
The anchors are, but you have other bracelets as well.
So we have the anchor bracelet, which is the Anchor Me bracelet, our original, and then we have the Catch Me bracelet, which is a fish hook. And the way that works is it's a fish hook, and if you wear it towards your heart, it means that you're caught, and if you wear it away from your heart, it symbolizes that you're still fishing. And
not to be confused with the online dating site, which is a whole other story we won't go into.
Exactly. So we have those two, and those are the tie-on bracelets. And then we've recently started doing a bigger charm. So we have the bigger Anchor Me bracelet that has a clasp, and the bigger Catch Me bracelet that has a clasp. And those are all available at our retailers and online.
Now, if somebody was getting married and they wanted them for the wedding party, would they go to the website and order, or would they go to a store? What's the best way?
That's up to them. I've had people call or email or send me a Facebook message and say, I have 6 bridesmaids and the store near me doesn't have them all in navy blue and silver. Can I get them from you? And I'll do special orders. It really is something for me that I'm touched that somebody wants to give them to their bridesmaids or as wedding favors. So whatever I can do, if I can do it for them, I'm happy to.
Yeah, I think it's a fabulous wedding favor. I think hair salons if you're out there and you want a hair salon, you should be carrying these. This is a perfect, you're coming in, the girls are coming in 3 or 4 times before the marriage. They're going to get their updos, they're going to get their hair done, they bring the bridal party in. It's perfect, absolutely perfect. They can bring in the fabric, they can show you what they're going to have for a ribbon or for the dresses. You can color match it as best you can. I think salons would be a real natural. Anybody with a hair salon out there, you should look this up on Facebook, and you should actually be carrying these. I think hair salons are natural.
Thank you.
No, really.
It's a nice sentimental special gift. I mean, you walk into a store and you need a birthday gift or a Mother's Day gift, or just a lot of times they're by the register and someone will come in and they'll be buying something else and they'll see it and say, oh, this would be perfect for my friend who unfortunately maybe just lost a loved one or just did something nice for me, anything,
Yeah.
or just because.
Yeah, or if anybody, cancer is and they're all color coded, and cancer's all color coded, and it's a great concept. It's a really good concept. How much do those go for retail?
So the original Anchor Me and the original Catch Me retail for $13.95 on our website, and the oversized retail for $29.95 on our website.
Phenomenal. Oh, I'm sorry. We can't. I didn't realize that. I'm sorry. I'm going to get lashed after the show. So they're let's just say they're less money than Alex and Andy. We can do that, right?
You can't tell anybody what the price of anything is. You can tell
I'm sorry.
You can direct them to a website.
Okay.
Visit our website, and our retail prices are on the website.
There you go. There you go. And I believe we have a phone call. Am I correct? Oh, mention the phone. So if anybody would like to call in and have any questions, 508-830-3971 is the phone number. And just don't ask me the price because I can't tell you the price of the bracelets. Now that we've established that. How much was the no, I'm kidding. So all right, so going back to the popcorn.
Yes. It always comes back to the popcorn.
It has to come back to the popcorn. Well, you've done home shows because Renee has a kitchen design company, and she'll go to the home shows, and she'll put a popcorn cart out in front, which is a very elaborate little popcorn cart with the your who dresses up? Your daughter dresses
My
up.
My daughter does, yes.
And one of the guys that does the installs with Bob.
Yep.
And I mean, it's so much fun to watch them selling the popcorn to everybody. Now, in addition to the popcorn, do you want to push the pretzels?
Oh yeah, I didn't even bring pretzels tonight. I mean, popcorn's really my
Which
focus.
disappoints me very much because
I love pretzels.
her chocolate-covered pretzels are to die for.
Yeah.
And they look so cute too.
Yeah.
Her packaging, everything looks so nice on that.
Well, thank you very much.
And if people do want to get the popcorn, would you direct them to the website, or how would they get the popcorn?
Absolutely, and then they'll have to contact me through the contact form on the website. And right now we're going by special order. At some point we would like to set up the website so that you can actually purchase it from that. But again, I've been taking it slow. Again, this is more of a side project for me, something that, it is taking off, and a lot of people, do like it. So.
Are you going to be doing any shows this year? Are you going to do the Waterfront Festival?
Yes, we did the Waterfront Festival last year, and that was huge for us.
Was it huge?
Yeah, tremendous turnout.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to put the bracelets down the Waterfront Festival, but the Chamber of Commerce has a Waterfront Festival. Everything's shut down, and there's vendors and food and kids rides and rubber duck races in the river, and it's a really good family fun day.
Oh, that's great.
So I don't know if that would actually Eco Chic sells them in town, so you probably don't want to compete against them.
We'll stock them up ahead of time.
There you go. You can stop down there and maybe do something with them. And Brian, you're a veteran to the local.
Yeah, I did the Plymouth Farmers Market for a little while. Did the Hingham Farmers Market, and I did the Cranberry Harvest Festival, which is an excellent market as well.
And the farmers markets pretty much put you on the map. Is that?
Yes, they definitely got it started around the area.
Would you recommend to other people that have products, food products like that, which farmers markets would you say they should go to and try out?
Definitely Plymouth and Hingham. Those
Plymouth
are
and Hingham?
Yeah,
two of the better ones.
Yeah, those are the better ones. Not to say that the other ones aren't as good. They're just
Well attended.
Yeah, well attended, I should say.
Yeah.
Jeff, what's your favorite kind of pickle that I make?
I've tried the dill pickle, and I am not going to try those hot pickles. I'm not a big spicy guy.
Too scary for you?
No, I'm very hot stuff intimidates me. Like if I get buffalo wings, I pad the sauce off.
Yeah.
It's just a personal thing.
Absolutely.
But I like the dill pickles very much. And you know what? I think the dill's the only one I've actually tried.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you got over there? Sound them off.
All right, we got dill, bread and butter, sour dill, a spicy dill, and fire dill. All
dill.
kind of unique in its own way.
Yeah. What's your favorite?
I'm gonna have to go with dill or fire. Fire kind of grew on me a little bit,
Got it.
Absolutely.
And what's your biggest selling pickle right now?
Probably dill and bread and butter.
Yeah.
And
what's
those are the kind of simplest pickles.
And the bread and butter, what would does it have a buttery taste? Or I've never actually tried a bread and butter pickle.
To be honest with you, I'm not actually sure where the term bread and butter comes from.
That's where I was going.
It's just an old-fashioned name. I guess it came from somewhere, but to
Kind of like a comfort food.
Yeah, it's a sweet pickle. It's but it's not too sweet. I try and go for the variation between sweet and the cucumbery taste, kind of the fresh taste. Mm-hmm. And the thing with these is they're also non-GMO, kosher certified, and gluten-free as well. So people tend to really go for that.
Nice. Now, did your mom make those with you at all, or did you pretty much run with it? Did she help you out in the beginning? Or?
She did. She did. It was more her recipe, and I kind of went off of it on my own. I kind of just did some trial and error, and just came up with a recipe. This one, I just kind of did a shot in the dark, and it came out awesome. The first one,
nice.
So yeah.
And now, did Dad pop around with you to the farm and garden things too? Or?
Farmers markets?
Yeah.
No, they kind of both didn't really attend to the farmers markets so much. It was just me kind of just grunting it out. I had a few, friends from high school that I got to help me out once in a while, but it was pretty much me the whole show.
Yep, I remember going to Montreal before your parents got married with Steve on the bachelor party. That was a fun weekend.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
That was a very fun weekend. And now, how does Jimmy? Is Jimmy your uncle?
Yes. Okay. Jimmy owns McCarthy Towing here in Plymouth.
So Brian is local. His uncle is Jimmy McCarthy of McCarthy Towing. You've probably seen the trucks around town.
Yeah.
And the three of us were on the elevator, and I thought it would be funny to hit the emergency stop button. And
the whole entire family's helped me out.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. No, Jimmy's very proud of you.
Yeah.
Jimmy's very, very proud. We were talking about you just the other day. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, he couldn't be any
guy.
prouder. And your mother just gushes about you.
Oh, she's a wonderful lady.
Yeah, she's very supportive.
I'm a lucky woman. She's fantastic. She does I have a full-time job in addition to this. So
well, how many full-time jobs? More than one?
I have a few. I'm busy, but in the best way possible. But my mom helps me with getting orders filled or going to craft shows for me or whatever I need her to do. She's there.
Yeah,
it's just a text away. So she's big help.
Yeah, she's your number one support. How many brothers and sisters do you have? You have a few.
I have just a younger brother and a younger sister.
Okay, so just two.
So I'm the oldest of three.
You're the oldest of three. And you're also a professor?
I am. I teach a couple online courses at Bridgewater State University.
And what courses do you teach?
ELL, English as a Second Language. That's what I do for my full-time job. I'm an educator at Old Rochester Regional. So I'm the ELL specialist for the district. I drive around to all the schools and teach English as a second language.
Excellent.
So I was picked up to teach teachers how to teach English at Bridgewater.
Does Old Rochester still play Old Colony for Thanksgiving, or they do away with that?
They play Wareham.
They play Wareham now?
I think.
Okay, when I was in school.
I'm more in the elementary based, but I'm pretty
Gotcha.
sure the high school plays Wareham, I think. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
No. It was a long time ago. I'm going way back. So, Tony, now, you actually have another business as well that you don't do as much anymore, but you still have your hands into the automotive industry?
Yes, I started in the automotive industry, and I've been in it for quite a while. I own a detail shop in the city of Boston. I've been there for 20 years. We own Premium Auto Detailing in Post Office Square. We're located under the park in Post Office Square, and we're very busy. And luckily, through this, whole economic mess, I haven't had to lay off any of my guys, which they're very happy about that.
Oh, the economy's great, I thought.
No,
That's what they keep saying anyways.
Well, it's great, but I don't see it. But
yeah.
But luckily, these guys, we deal with a clientele in there that we've had so many clients, over the years that. We have a really good base in there, and the guys do a great work, and they also know that if they don't do a good job, clients are going to go elsewhere. So to secure their job, I've had the same guys in there since 1997, which is very unusual in my business to have guys with you that long.
Yeah. Well, when you get the smart people around you that understand, that's when everything starts clicking.
Exactly.
Brian's been with me since 1988. I started in '86. Brian came along in '88, and it was just me for a couple of years. Before I hired anybody, I just did everything by myself.
Right.
And the guys, I've got some good guys, and they all get it. Once the guys understand, the better we do, the better we're all going to do.
Exactly.
Everything takes off from there.
Well, like yourself, and if you take care of them, that's the other thing too. If you take really good care of them and you respect them as, as human beings and not just as an employee, it really makes a big difference, because I do take my hat off to all my people, whether they're at the restaurant, whether they're making the frozen pizza here, whether they're cleaning cars for me. I respect each and every one of them. I'm the type of guy that I get my hands dirty. If I have to jump in and help them, I'm not shy. I just jump in and help my help.
Well, it's a family.
So,
it becomes a family.
It's a family. They're family to me. So
no matter what your business is, when you treat everybody like a family, that's when everything starts to grow exponentially.
Exactly.
How did you transition from auto into restaurant?
Well, I've always had a passion for cooking ever since I was a kid. I grew up in a real Italian household where my parents are both, they both immigrated here from Sicily. And being in that household, I always loved watching my mother cook, and I always try to help her in the kitchen, okay? But I ate more than I helped her, so, I mean, and that's the reason why I find myself the way I am now. But I always had an interest in cooking, and, I always said to my mom growing up, I was like, Ma, if you ever took these recipes and you just put them in a restaurant, you'd do very well, because it's really authentic cooking. Just like our pizza, it's authentic.
Yeah.
And I started, following into the footsteps of my mom, and my dad loved to cook too. So the whole family was always, cooking in the kitchen, and I picked up a lot of things from my mom, a lot of pointers from my mom, and I always tell her I'm never going to be as good as you. Okay, and she says, well, you're doing a great job now, and you are as good as me. I was like, no, because my daughter, when she's mad at me, my 12-year-old always likes telling me, your food isn't as good as none is. Okay?
She's teasing, though.
Yeah, but she's teasing me.
Yeah.
But she's always teasing me because, she's got an attitude with me, she lets me know it. And she knows that my passion is cooking, and that's the best way to get to me.
Interesting. So here's a good one. Brian, how old are you?
I'm 22.
How old were you when you started the Pickles?
Around 19.
19 years old. And you're almost national.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That is
pretty
very
impressive.
I got lucky and I met the right people.
Yeah.
Good job.
Great.
Yeah, and you're aggressive. I mean, it's out there. It's out there. If you want to go for it, if you have a concept, my phone's blowing up. It's out there. And hats off to you. 19 years old. I was 23 when I went off on my own, and I was a late bloomer. But working in my restaurant, my background was restaurants too, and I have the theory that if you work in a restaurant, you can do anything you want in life. I didn't go to college; it wasn't really in the cards for me. I liked high school; I did good in high school. I had no issues graduating, but college really was never presented to me because my parents were divorced. So I just worked, and I figured I would have stayed in restaurants myself. And I enjoy cooking. But I'm too busy with my painting company to think about cooking any longer. But if somebody comes in and applies for a job for me, the minute they put down restaurants, my eyes perk up, and then I'll start talking because you work, and when you're in a restaurant, you're in a kitchen, there's no time to do anything but work, If you're not working, then there's something to clean. There's always something to do in a restaurant, whether it's a dish or a floor or a grease trap. There's always something to pick up and put away and clean and organize or help the waitresses or do whatever.
Exactly.
It's just a whole different lifestyle. But I think everybody should work in a restaurant at least for a couple of months. I love when people say, oh, there's so many jobs people wouldn't want to do. Who'd want to wash dishes? I would. Who cares about washing? If my painting business folded tomorrow and the only thing I could find was washing dishes, give me a sponge. I'm good. I got no problem at all. Restaurants give you so much just fundamental life. What's the word I'm looking for?
Work ethic?
Work ethics, yeah. And you, with so many jobs going on, your mother instilled some serious work ethics. Did you get it from your mother? Where'd you get your ethics from?
Oh, definitely my parents.
Yeah.
They encouraged me to go to college.
Look at the smile on her face over there.
Definitely. They encouraged me to go to college, and as lucky and as humble as I am to have the opportunities to go to school and further my education, I had to work when I was in school. So for the time I was 18 until I started teaching, I waitressed.
Yeah.
I waitressed right through college, and it was some of the hardest, most challenging work that I've done, but certainly
rewarding.
Gained a work ethic that I hope that I will carry forward forever.
And it's, in addition to the work, just the peace of mind that you're going to get from those bracelets with the cards and letters and calls you're going to get for the next 20, 30, 40 years. Even if you stop selling them tomorrow, you're going to get residual on this. I mean, what you're doing is just so huge. That's awesome.
It's bigger than a company, and owning your own business it's challenging and it's exciting, and it's all of those things that a good business should be.
Yep.
But in addition to that, like, my phone rings or I get an email and it's someone that I've never met and who just found me through Facebook or through my website and just said that this thing that you made touched me, and it helped me support somebody, and it's these amazing things, these stories that I hear. A woman I work with was behind a couple of women who were buying a Catch Me bracelet at a local store, and she was just kind of listening in. And these are the kind of things that I love because they don't know that anybody knows. And her husband wasn't able to wear a wedding ring at work, so she was buying him a Catch Me bracelet so he would be able to think of her when he was at work because it's under his sleeve. So it's just I would never even think that a Catch Me bracelet could be used in that way. And I got a little picture, like she like slid a little text to me and said, "Look at these people are doing this," and it made my day.
That's so cute. Before I even knew about the bracelets, girl I was dating for a while lived in Middleborough, and her daughter had a friend that wasn't doing very well, and the big thing was they all got the Ankeny bracelets and they were just giving them out to each other, and it was a really big deal to them. So it stuck in the back of my mind, and then when I actually started chatting with your mother, who hangs around with a couple of my friends, and found out about the bracelets, it all kind of connected, and it just so I already heard about the bracelets prior to, and there's a big buzz going on about them.
Oh, thank you. Well, before the show's over, I want to anchor you. That's why I brought a bracelet. You've been a huge help and a big supporter, and wonderful. My mother says that you're just one of the most genuine guys. So I brought a bracelet. I'm going to anchor you before the show's over. I hope.
Well, thank you. I hope it's a big one.
No, it's a little one. That way it doesn't have to take it off.
No. I mean, my wrist is a little abnormally large.
It's not abnormally large. They fit everybody. They're
awesome. Well, that's so sweet.
One size fits everybody.
Awesome. Well, that's wicked sweet. Thank you. Thank you. All right, now that I'm turning red, we'll go to Renee.
Oh yeah, throw it at me.
Yeah, we'll just throw you under the bus. So let's see. Popcorn. What can we talk about with the popcorn?
You tell me. What would you like to know?
Well, I love the name. I love the wasabi name. I was so flattered when you brought that into BNI one day and said, "This one's named after you."
That's right. That's exactly who I thought of.
Totally blew my mind.
Yes.
Totally blew my mind. I was hook, line, and sinker on that one.
Yeah, we were looking for fun, irreverent names. Like my s'mores is called Gimme S'mores. I have Nuts for Maple. We have the Coconutty, which is a coconut cream flavored popcorn with macadamia nuts and organic flaked coconut. So again, we're looking for kind of fun, irreverent flavors, but something that tastes good and is. I wouldn't say it's good for you because a lot of it, there's sugar and stuff like that in it. But it's a fun snack and they're really, really delicious. I like my flavors to be really amped up. For example, my favorite Ruska flavor is the fire dill one. Super hot.
Thanks.
Because that's how I like my flavors. I really want to be super strong, and I want to really be able to taste them. And a lot of time, what my dad was my litmus test for a while for flavors because he had to have radiation on his neck. He was going through cancer. And because of it, he had very, very little taste sensation. So he could barely taste food, but there was a couple of flavors that would come through. So I'd give it to him, and I'd say, "Can you taste this?" He's like, I was like, "Okay, well then we have to dial up the flavor more because you need to be able to taste it." Obviously not so that it assaults your taste buds, but
no, it's a perfect blend. It's a perfect blend.
So
Now, do you foresee these coming into retail stores? What do you foresee them?
I've had a few people ask about that, and actually, I think what I'm going to do is debut that in the Spire, which is going to be opening up in April, which is the Greater Plymouth Performing Arts.
Party is, I believe, on April 11th.
Well, their concert is, the open house is April 5th, I believe. That's going to be one of the things that they're going to offer. They're going to be offering some beer and wine, and they approached me about doing this, just a fun prepackaged snack, something that you could grab if you were watching a show. You could kind of nosh on a little bit while you were, So that's going to be probably my next focus.
I'm checking my calendar because I know we've got one conflict on the grand opening party, which we will talk about, unfortunately.
Yes.
But April 4th.
I want to say it's April 5th.
April 5th, is that
I believe that's the open house at the Spire, yes.
And I am home, so I can actually come to that. That'll be pretty good. I'm
Excellent.
happy. Bob, I will be there for the outside.
Sir Bob.
Yes, I met Bob today, and we took a tour of the building, and I took a look at the items he needs addressed.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
I was going to actually ask you about that. That's excellent that you brought that up.
Yep. So, for those of you listening that don't know about the Spire, it's the old temple in downtown Plymouth, and it's about to become how would you describe it? Center for the Performing Arts?
So, yeah, it's
concert hall.
it's going to be a little of everything. It's seating for about 250 people, or it might be a little less. It might be like 225. But it seems like that seems to be sort of the sweet spot as far as performing arts. So, you know, it's not as massive as Memorial Hall. It's actually a very nice, intimate place. The acoustics are amazing. It's a beautiful building. So
really is.
it's really very exciting.
So the popcorn's potentially going to be in there.
Yes.
Is he going to serve food, sandwiches, anything?
No, not to start. I don't know
start.
if they plan on expanding that later.
I'm just wondering if we can get the Pickles in there as well, since it's, it is our hometown.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Now, here's one for you. Plymouth is celebrating its 400th anniversary very
Yes.
soon, and it's going to be a huge to-do.
Yes.
Any thoughts about making a special commemorative popcorn?
I already did that.
You did?
Yeah, you didn't know that? That is
No.
so funny that you asked me about that. Yeah, actually, it debuted in the fall when the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, at the Forefathers Monument.
That's right. That's right.
I forgot
And
about
that
that.
one is a marshmallow popcorn, and it's got mini M&Ms in it. It's very yummy.
Really?
And we call that
sounds good.
400th celebration flavor. Yeah.
Excellent.
So I came up with that specifically for that. So that will be something that you'll be seeing more often too.
Well, maybe we'll integrate that into our New Year's Eve party.
Oh, well, there you go. I
So
like
I'll,
that.
I'll do a couple of shameless little plugs for events I've got going on. We've got plenty of time.
If
This
501c3s, you can talk about everything.
Excellent. This is the YMCA. It's a benefit for the YMCA we have going on right here. And it's going to be an 80s party, since everybody knows I like my 80s. This is actually April 11th, so there is another event going on April 11th. You have two choices. You can go to the Spire, and they're going to have quite a few bands there, or you can dress up in your favorite 80s attire and support the local YMCA and come to the Plymouth Radisson Hotel. And tickets are available online at the Old Colony YMCA website. And there are going to be prizes, and there's going to be raffles and a lot of fun. We've got DJ Gene Dupree, local Plymouth all-star. We have Bonfire, which is part of a local band. It's the acoustic duo, and they're going to be there. So keep that one in mind. Mark your calendars. Find me on Facebook. Find the event on Facebook. And the next one, we're just coming out public with this very soon. We haven't really gone totally public with it, but there is a group of us that have been meeting for the last year. Coralie Burke is my co-chair on this committee. This is a benefit. We're actually going to try and put Plymouth on the map for New Year's Eve. Much like the Thanksgiving parade has pretty much put us on the map and everybody comes here for Thanksgiving, we want to do the same with New Year's Eve. We're going to have a giant masquerade ball at Memorial Hall this year. The 5-year plan, we want fireworks on the waterfront, we want outside vendors, we want heated tents, we want ice sculptures, we want Boston and Plymouth for New Year's Eve. And we really want to build it up, especially coming into the 400th celebration. So you can find this on Facebook, you can find it online, Plymouth Rocks. NewYear'sEve.com, Plymouth Rocks New Year's Eve also on Facebook, and the money is all going to benefit the 400 celebration. It's a totally volunteer committee, and we're just doing it because there's a need to put Plymouth on the map for New Year's Eve and to gain awareness for the 400th committee. So that's kind of how that came about. So there's a couple of parties we can all focus on. We also have the Rotary TV auction coming up pretty soon. We are closing out this week for auction items. If you have a business or a service you'd like to donate and get into the TV auction, the auction is March 20 to the 22nd, I believe. Is it 20, 21, 22? It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it's right here in this room. And it's a great time, and all the money raised goes right back into the community. Rotary is probably one of the best things I've done in my life. I get a lot of, much like your bracelets, joining the Rotary Club gives you so much satisfaction because all we do is, it's just community service. And it's the highlight of my week, honestly. My Mondays are awesome because I love coming to Rotary. So that's a couple of events we have coming up, and we still have plenty of time left. Have we had any phone calls yet? What's going on out there with you guys? 508-830-3971. My phone's blown up with text. I just don't want to keep staring at my phone.
Read them.
Read them.
Any from my mom?
Nope, your mom hasn't.
Read them.
Gary Smith, nice Starbucks cup. That does not say Starbucks. Everybody that knows me knows that. No. That's Dunkin' Donuts. Local, homegrown coffee. Coffee. You know, you read in the news about all these kids getting in trouble, and, coffee. That's all you need. Really, it's available at every street corner. If you're feeling a little bit down, you want to get a little buzz going, cup of coffee. It's really,
Nectar of the gods.
it's the nectar of the gods. Ask Dennis Leary. No, Gary hasn't texted back yet. I know we get no other good ones to read right now. Karen, I'm surprised you haven't texted in yet. So you guys can text me anything you'd like me to read out on loud on the air, almost. You can call and ask any questions to any of our fabulous guests here tonight. Tony, what are your hours at the restaurant? You can get these pizzas at your restaurant, correct?
Right now, no. We sell them in the grocery stores right now, but we will have a freezer available probably by the summertime where we're going to start selling them right in the restaurant themselves.
So if you're driving around, you want to grab dinner to bring home, you can get a nice fresh frozen pizza or bring it home. Or you do takeout at the restaurant too, correct?
Yeah. Or you can get, we can just make it for you. Just call in.
What's your regular menu at the restaurant?
We do pizza, we do burgers, we do homemade Italian food. We do nice fish plates. So pretty much anything that a regular pizza shop would carry.
And it's named after your daughter?
My daughter. My daughter's name is Bella.
And how old is she?
She's now 12, going on 50.
Yep, she's cute. We spent the day at King Richard's Fair last year. She's adorable.
And my son, he's a sweet kid too. My son Nicholas.
He was awesome.
He's a great kid. He's 10 years old. He's got such a huge heart. He's really a good boy.
Are they watching right now?
I hope so. I hope so. It's not every day that Dad's on TV. So.
I did the show, I think it was 2 years ago, and my mom and dad, they've never lived in the same town as me. They bought a house in Plymouth about 2 years ago, and they kind of got it that I do a lot of stuff in the community, but I don't think they really grasped. I got into one of my Halloween parties 2 or 3 years ago, and there was 700 people at the party. And I kept telling them, they're big parties, you get them a blast. And they're like, yeah. And they showed up, and they're looking around, and they're going, oh my God. I mean, they were just totally blown away. Well, anyways, my mother and my father have company a couple of years ago. And I said, hey, I'm going to be on TV tonight, so watch the show. So right in the middle of the show, I think it was my mother's birthday. So I turned to the camera, and I started wishing her a happy birthday and talking to her, and she was just freaking out. It's such a simple little thing. It's the little things in life. It's all about the little things in life.
It's the little things that count. It really is. So.
Yeah.
And family is very important. Family is very, very important. You got a great relationship with your family and your mom. I have the same thing. My mom is my world. She's a great woman. She's been there no matter what. My wife is a beautiful woman. She's a great person. She's a great mom. And I'm very blessed to have a great family. Because it's really the support. They give you that support and that backing that you really need when you venture out into different things. So.
We have Donna Madonia texting in. Plymouth popcorn is amazing. Popcorn. So
Thanks, Donna.
I think she really likes the popcorn.
Thanks, Donna.
Yeah, Donna's in our BNI group. And BNI is a local business networking group, so anybody with a small business, I talked to you about it. Yeah,
yes.
But I think at the point you're at right now, you're more retail store, so I don't really know if it would behoove you to be in a BNI. But it's very
know.
good. No, you don't.
You never know.
She can go visit one. And
That's
Brian,
right.
you're already going national, so I don't really, Tony, you could probably benefit if you popped into a BNI group and checked it out. You'd probably get at least whatever size your group is, they'll come to you for food.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd love to, join the group. So
well, they're local. Like I'm sure there's one in your town. I can steer you to one close to you.
Yep.
The closer to you, the more impact you're going to have with the people coming into you.
With around me, exactly.
Yeah, so that's kind of where you want to go.
Yep.
Let me see. Did I mention the back to the 80s party? I am looking for T-shirt sponsors for $100 a piece. If anybody's interested in putting a name on the T-shirt, you'll also get onto the jumbo screen in the party as well, because GJ Jazzy Jean, I can call him that. Don't anybody else call him that? I've been calling him that since high school. GJ Jazzy Jean Dupree will put your name on the giant video screen, and we will be playing 80s videos all night long. My daughter and I, we especially like Men Without Hats, the safety dance. That's one of our favorite little songs that we like to listen to. So you will be seeing that at the 80s party among all kinds of other crazy 80s stuff. What else do we have? Does anybody have any events coming up? You don't do festivals or anything with the bracelets, right?
We don't do festivals too much, but we do trade shows. So
you do?
We really focus on the retail shop. So we are going to Falmouth this weekend and Portland, Maine the following.
Wow.
To try to get our name out there.
That's awesome. So anyone at the retail shop, you should pop onto the website. The website is anchormebracelet.com. If you have a retail store, if you have a friend with a retail store, if you have any place that you think that these would possibly sell, you should definitely go online and grab them. They're just phenomenal. And Renee, the popcorn, you have a website for the popcorn?
Yes, it's PlymouthPopcorn.com, and it's spelled Plimoth, popcorn.com.
Yes.
And part of the reason why we call ourselves Plymouth Popcorn and spell it that way is that there are 28 towns in the United States that have a Plymouth. So that's the one way that we can kind of differentiate ourselves, that we are the original Plymouth, by using the old 17th century spelling that William Bradford used when he referred to Plymouth, Massachusetts.
And I'm sure his relative wrestling, no, he's not related to wrestling. Bristol was the Brewster family.
Brewsters, yes,
Well,
William Brewster.
I'm sure he would approve of the name.
Yes, I'm sure he would
Wrestling,
as well.
text me if you approve of that name. I'll be watching for your text to come through. Pardon?
He's not watching.
He's not watching? Where is he got an event going on tonight?
He's texting crap out of me.
Wrestling? You're not texting me and you're texting Ken? Come on, what's going on with that?
Wow.
Well, I was going to go to Belinda's event next week, but I don't know. I have to check my calendar now.
I'm thinking it's tomorrow, Jeff.
Is it tomorrow?
Yes.
Next week? Tomorrow? Well, that's
It's
next
tomorrow.
week, right? It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow night? We have a phone call.
Oh.
Well, we'll take the phone call, then we'll go back to the Belinda Brewster event tomorrow night. Caller, you're on the air.
Oh, my goodness. Jeff Cohen, Dave Gallerani, how are you?
Hey, Dave, how you doing?
Well, I just got to get in a shameless plug about the...
There's nothing shameless at all about it.
and all this stuff, so I figured we might as well throw this right in there.
Right on, Dave.
The Plymouth Lions are having a March Vegas this Saturday night at the American Legion,
Excellent.
and it's a great time. There's a gambling event. It's all good stuff, and you know the Lions does good work just like the Rotary.
Absolutely. As does the Gallerani family in general around the town of Plymouth.
And then we have to ask how many of you have bought your Plymouth 400th plate?
Oh, that's a big thing going on. Has everybody seen that? If you go to Cape Otto and get it's an oil change, correct?
Yep, free oil change, $38.
For $38, you go to get your oil changed, he will pay for your new Plymouth Vanity license plate. And all the 400 license plate is actually going to be huge. Once it gets off the ground, the residual money coming in from that is going to be huge for the 400 celebration. So,
Mention it's a 501c3.
and it's a 501c3. I have to mention everything's a 501c3, so we can talk
It's all
about
good.
it.
So I'm just throwing that out there just to get it out there.
Absolutely. So how do we go to the Lions event if we want to go?
The Lions event is $15 if you want tickets ahead of time, which I have tickets at my shop, and or Kevin has them at his shop. And it's $20 at the door. We'll have food there. We'll have blackjack. We'll have roulette. And this year we're having the ponies. We're going to have a new thing where we have horse racing for 6 races, I'm sorry, and then a playoff race, which we rented, I guess, DVDs of races, like simulcast, basically.
I'm almost afraid to ask. I'm assuming you're not bringing an actual horse into the building, so did you have
Right, no,
volunteers
it's
to dress up like horses?
Yeah, no, it's going to be a good time, and it's going to be very exciting. I think we're going to raise a lot of money. So
I'm sure you will, and I think that's an excellent event to go to. I actually bought the beer steins to go to the event last year down on the waterfront. Well, now that's another one that you do that's summertime, correct?
right. So we do a few different events, but
You do. Lions Club does a lot around
good in
town.
the winter. You know, people are kind
You're a
of
Lion?
home on
I didn't know that.
March evening. So
So Saturday night, if anybody has no plans yet and you'd like to go out and do a little gambling right in America's hometown, I think that's a great idea.
right,
You can
and
go
you
find
actually
Dave.
win money. It's not for prizes. So if you bet $1, you get you win chips back, and the chips are worth money. You can cash them in and get your money.
Really, actual money?
Yeah, real money. It's
Excellent.
yeah. So we've been doing it 3-4 years now, and it's worked out very well.
And what, give us a few examples of what the Lion Club does locally around town. I know they're also national, but what do you...
yeah, we do the iResearch thing
Correct.
internationally, and largely, every time there's like a tsunami or one of those things, we're always giving money to those things. But locally, we've done a lot with the food pantries, Boys and Girls Club, the usual stuff, same stuff that you guys do. Little League, and we spend a good portion, if not a major portion of our money locally in town, and because that's where we raise the money, so we want to give it back. So we did a lot, like I said, with the food pantries in the different churches that take care of the homeless to give them money.
That's excellent.
So,
That's excellent.
thanks for the exposure. I appreciate
Oh, no problem. Dave, how long has Cape Auto been in business now?
A little over 60 years.
A little over 60?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I know.
That's a long time. No, we have a few businesses around town. Billy Halsey, Shiretown celebrating 50. Viscarella family celebrating 40. You're just a little over 60. So it's quite the amazing community we have here. It's a great community with all the businesses.
That's why I'm pushing this thing for the 400th, because we all got our start pretty much in this town. A lot of us. And,
Absolutely.
My grandfather came here and started his business, and then my father picked it up, and I picked it up, and now I get my son Kevin. So it's good stuff.
It really is. It really,
you want to
really
give back
is.
to the community, and I think it's a good way to do it. And this 400th is going to be huge. It's big. It's an international event, and
Are you watching right now?
we really need to.
I'm going to come down and bring you some flyers and talk to you about. Have you heard about the New Year's Eve thing that we're doing yet?
I can't. I turned my TV down, so.
Oh, okay. No, this is. Have you heard about the New Year's Eve celebration? I'll come down and talk to you about
Yeah, you
it.
come and see me. I'll take care of you on that.
Yeah. Well, no, it's much in line with the license plates. Every business in town really has to do their part to help out.
Right.
It's huge. 400 years. I mean, Jamestown did theirs. They had the Queen of England over, I believe, and the President.
Right.
So the committee, they're doing a lot right now on the. It's all behind the scenes work the committee's doing. The fun of the committee. I'm not on the committee, but I know what they're doing. I've seen what they're doing, and they've got some really big plans for the town. So but they need a lot of help and a lot of money. So hopefully all the businesses around town can get together and help them out.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. That's what we do, anyways. All the businesses help out largely, anyways. And
Yes, we do.
you know what? You can't take it with you.
Yeah, it's what you do. It's what you do.
It's all good.
Excellent.
All right, thanks. I'll let you go.
Thanks for calling in, Dave.
Thanks.
Hopefully I see you Saturday.
All right, I'll see you. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
Hi, Dave.
So if anybody wants to come down Saturday night, that should be a lot of fun. I want to see who's dressed up like a horse at this event. And I think you know.
It's a DVD event.
Oh, a DVD event.
It's a DVD.
Oh, they should have got those little horses you get at like the toy
I
stores.
volunteered for it.
Oh, that
they
would
should
be
have.
funny.
Let's see that at the carnivals, when you squirt the water
They
in, they go.
run,
Oh, they should have got the ones like on Romper Room thing. Get a
always
couple
love
of business owners to run around the room. I don't know what to do. You roll the dice, they advance 2 squares, and then they stop and stand there with a little horse.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I'd be
I
down
think
with
that'd
that.
be cute.
idea. That'd
Yeah.
be entertainment.
That would definitely be entertaining. So,
There's one thing I do regret.
what's that?
Over in Anaheim, California, when I did a food expo, I wore this big pickle suit. I should have brought it. I should have won the giant pickle suit.
Oh, do you have it still?
Yeah, up in Haverhill, where it's at.
You could have at least put it behind. I don't know if you want to wear it. It get hot in here, but you definitely could have propped it up behind you.
No, sure. I could have popped out, made an appearance with it.
Well, yeah, I dressed up as a pizza slicer.
Yeah, we could have. Yeah, we could have been hanging out.
I was a banana on the 4th of July parade one year. Me, Richie Riles, but he's in Washington, so we can't see it. Graham Taylor, he's in LA, so we can't see it. But we all dressed up like fruit, and we were the Fruit of the Loom guys. And we're going way back in the 80s, and we had underwear, and we're running around, and the women are grabbing the underwear and pulling on, and it was hysterical. It was hysterical. Yeah. You gotta love Plymouth. You just never know what you're gonna see around here.
That's true.
But they must do that in Lakeville. Let's see. Where did we go to that parade? It was actually I met your wife there, and the kids. I met your wife. Acushnet. They had
yes.
the Apple Festival,
Yes.
and the
Oh,
Lions
that's
Club. And the Lions Club thing was there. They had this talk about just an old time parade. They had tractors and the Boy Scouts. And everybody was walking around. There's Apple everything going on, and Apple candles and shaving cream, and that was a really good time. That was a really good
I
time.
was very unfortunate. I didn't get to go because we had.
You were working, I think.
Yeah, I had a couple big shows going on, and I had to miss the event. But I'm hoping that this year I'll be at that event again. So.
I'll pop down. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely,
It was definitely a lot of
absolutely.
fun.
Absolutely.
All right, who else can we shamelessly plug here?
Do I have time to anchor you before because we're running out of time, right?
Yeah, we good. If you want to anchor me now.
I would love to anchor you.
Okay. You're so sweet.
All right.
Should we get your boyfriend out here too?
No. He already has one.
Okay.
So there's a special way that you tie it on. So you have to take the right side and tie it over the left side. It's called a square knot. Do you like it one a little loose or nice and snug? Can you put your
tell me.
put your finger right there, and then you do the left side over the right side,
Anchor and anchor.
and then
That's a great idea.
It really is.
and then if you trim the excess, it won't come off.
That's
Nice.
awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Anchor.
No, my pleasure. I won't take it off. That's awesome.
If it's too tight, you can just stretch it.
Just stretch out a little bit.
Yeah.
No, that fits perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I have an extra here if anybody wants to anchor your wife.
I'd love to anchor my wife.
You want to get right into it?
Yeah.
There you go.
She deserves it. What she puts up with. She deserves it. I'll tell
She's
you
a
that.
good girl. She's a good
great
girl.
So she absolutely deserves that.
Yep. And let's see. And I know your husband Bob.
Yep.
He's awesome. Bob's a builder with your cabinet installation company.
That's right. Yep.
And
Bob the
let's see.
builder.
That he is.
And now your father, he's still a mechanic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, where's he working now?
He's working at Hyundai in Brockton, I believe. Yeah, Brockton.
Yeah, he was a mechanic. And when your mom first met him, I think he was working the Cadillac dealership across from Dunkin' Donuts on 44, which is now Tracy Chevrolet. I forgot what it was called back then.
Oh, I have no idea.
Gene Wiles, that's where he was working back
Really?
then.
Huh? Yeah, he's a veteran in the field of mechanics.
He had Steve's Automotive for a while too, downtown Plymouth, but I don't know if you were born at that time.
Didn't even know about that.
You didn't know that? He had a garage right where Jimmy's shop is? Out in back.
Oh,
I think Dave Gallerani owns the building, I believe, but the garage out front was Steve's Auto.
Oh, no way.
Oh, yeah, he had that for quite a while.
That's
For quite
cool.
a while. So, yeah, we'd all work and then stop off at the end of the day and say hi to Steve and hang around.
Was it also a gas station?
It was a gas station also.
That I didn't know. Okay, that I didn't know. I didn't know
so
he had a
did service
mechanics
as
end of
well.
it. Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
And your mom works in a hospital in Boston in
The Brigham and
ER.
Women's. Yeah, she's a surgical
Trauma
technician.
nurse. Yeah, she's a trauma nurse or something.
Surgical tech. It's
Yeah, she works with lots of blood. That's
that's pretty much. That's all you need to know.
Oh, yeah. She's told me if you no, I don't know. No,
Yeah,
no,
not on there.
No, I don't like cuts. I got 3 more minutes. Anybody else want to call in? Do we have any more texts over here saying popcorn, popcorn, popcorn? No.
I doing a high
delicious.
tea?
Your Malamute.
Yeah, it was
Really,
terrific.
really
Thank you very
A
much.
lot going on.
The dill is delicious. The spicy one's a little spicy.
We still have to
and
have the
I'm
pizza.
excited to
I
try
know,
your
we still have to have the pizza.
Did we get to eat the
Still
pizza
great,
now
cold.
on TV or no?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll grab a pizza. I was going to ask you before it ended.
Pass it around.
All right, absolutely.
Hey, I even got napkins for you guys.
I can-
Oh,
Pull
you're
it
so
apart.
good.
Don't be shy.
All right.
There you are.
Fantastic.
Thank you. I'll pass them down.
Really?
Awesome. Thank
There you
you.
are.
Thank you
We'll
so
have to
much.
discuss that afterwards. This is a small world.
I'll take
It is a small world.
And
And I met
No,
you
I'll
through
just
my
pass them
friend
down to
Jimmy
them.
Lindy. John, I don't know if Jimmy's watching this.
And the one that went all the way
His
down there.
girlfriend Carla.
Cheers. Chin chin.
So Jimmy Lindy,
To infinity and
one
beyond.
of my high school friends who's a little bit crazy, who we get a text from, G-Man.
Delicious.
It is good.
Yeah,
It is excellent.
Did you ever hear the story
Very
about the
good.
pork bones with Jimmy? You never heard the pork bone story with Jimmy?
Frozen pizza.
Jimmy, I'm going to tell the pork
It's
bone
usually
story
for
after
pizza
this.
kind of just,
Like cardboard.
just goes away. Like,
And my friend Gary wants to know if I can stop
Got
off
a
with a
lot
cup
of
of Dunkin'
flavor.
Donuts for me afterwards because he
I'm
loves
one of those people
he
that'll
loves
try
their coffee
anything
so
once.
much. So
Great
gee,
pizza.
I'll probably stop
Seriously.
off with a cup of
No,
coffee for you
seriously. Very good.
afterwards.
Thank you.
Very good.
And this bracelet's really cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's just so sweet of you.
I'm just eating pizza. I don't mind.
No, that's okay. That's okay. All the popcorn samples are in the other room.
Yep.
And we've had the pickle samples already. If you want to pass those
That's why
pickles
some of
around
them
a little bit more.
Yeah.
Seconds.
Grab whatever you want.
30 more seconds. Well, we can talk about our sponsors one more time. Trifoletti and Costa, some great local attorneys. Steve and Alan do a lot in the community as well. They're Stevens Rotary. Alan's BNI. I'm not sure if Alan's morning Rotary or not. I should know that. Alan was actually a JAG before he was working when he was in the service. We have One Stop Painting, which is myself. And we have Cape Auto and Cape Service. Dave Gallerani, who already called in. Thank you very much for calling in, Dave. Dave does an awful lot around town. There's so much people around this town do behind the scenes that people don't even know about. I forgot what the link is. See you in 7? You know my business card. That's so cool. Hey, look, there's Cape Auto. Can they still hear me? No.
Use sign language.
Wrestling Rooster!